Hello students, in today's video we are going to be discussing the gross anatomy of jejunum and ileum in detail. As we had already discussed the duodenum, now we'll be discussing the jejunum and the ileum. So basically, what is the length of our jejunum and ileum collectively? It is about 20 feet, which is almost 6 meters in length. So basically the jejunum, it covers the upper 2/5 of our total small intestinal area, whereas the ileum, it covers more area, that is the lower 3/5 of our total intestinal area. Now we'll discuss it in detail. The region between the duodenojejunal flexure and the ileocecal junction forms the jejunum and the ileum. So what are they saying? That the region, the area between the duodenojejunal flexure, this flexure was present where the duodenum ended and the jejunum started. So it was basically a divisional point which separated the duodenum from the jejunum. So here it starts, the jejunum starts at the duodenojejunal flexure and it extends till the ileocecal junction. Ileocecal junction, what is this thing? It is the final portion of our small intestine, and it is this place where the ileum and the cecum of our large intestine, they meet, meaning that the cecum is started, which means that the large intestine is started. This is the last portion of our small intestine. So they form the jejunum and the ileum. Okay, now they are suspended from the posterior abdominal wall by mesentery. What is mesentery? Mesentery is basically the peritoneal covering. Okay, mesentery, it is responsible for the motility of our small intestine coils. Okay, so now we'll discuss the important points, the features of our jejunum and ileum. Okay, so first off, what is the location of our jejunum? It mainly occupies the upper portion and the left portion of our total small intestinal area. The upper portion and the left portion of our total intestinal area is covered by the jejunum. Similarly, the ileum, it covers the lower portion and the right portion of our total small intestinal area. Now, not talking about the walls of the loops or the coils of the small intestine, they are basically thicker and more vascular in our jejunum, whereas in our ileum they are thinner and less vascular. The reason for this is that in the jejunum there is more absorption which take place, so it basically it is more thicker, the walls are more thicker and more vascular. Okay, similarly we'll talk about the villi. That it is large and thick and abundant in the jejunum as compared to the ileum. It is also because of the same reason, that is absorption. So the lumen, it is wide. The lumen is the internal area inside the wall of the small intestine. So it is wide and often empty in our jejunum, whereas it is narrower and often loaded in the ileum. Now talking about the mesentery, in the mesentery we have 4 points. There are windows present. So I can show you the windows in the diagram. Basically, the areas, the spaces between the two branches of the superior mesenteric arteries, they have a space between these two branches. These are called the windows. So there are several windows as we can see in the diagram. And similarly, what we'll talk about arterial arcades as well. I'll show you in the diagram. Arterial arcades are basically these are basically the connecting arteries which connect the two branches of our superior mesenteric arteries. Okay, two branches of the superior mesenteric arteries are connected with each other through the arterial arcades. So windows are present in the jejunum, whereas in the ileum they are absent. Fat is less abundant in our jejunum, whereas fat is more abundant in our ileum. The arterial arcades are less in number in the jejunum, whereas in the ileum they are more in number, that is 3 to 6, and in the jejunum they are 1 or 2. So the vasa recta are longer and fewer in the jejunum, whereas in the ileum they are shorter and numerous. Okay, so I have got a diagram. These are basically the vasa recta. These the arteries that connect the small intestine with the branches of the superior mesenteric arteries. So now we'll talk about the circular mucosal folds. They are larger and more closely set in the jejunum, whereas in the ileum they are smaller and sparse, meaning lesser in number. The mucosal folds, they are larger and more closely set in the jejunum, whereas in the ileum they are smaller and they are less in number. Okay, now talking about the villi. Villi are large, they are large in size, they are abundant, meaning more in number, and they are thick, meaning leaf-like. Similarly, in the ileum, they are shorter, thinner, meaning finger-like, and less abundant. This means that more absorption is taking place in the jejunum, so they have more developed, more abundant, more thick, and more large villi present in them. Now, what are Peyer's patches? Peyer's patches are basically the lymphatic nodules. What is their function? They basically help the bacteria, they basically maintain the bacterial flora which are present in the intestines to regulate their number. Okay, so they are absent in the jejunum, whereas they are present in the ileum. Now talking about the solitary lymph nodes, the lymph nodes are fewer in the jejunum and they are numerous in the ileum. Similarly, you have seen the Peyer's patches, they were present in the ileum, so they are, the lymph nodules are numerous in the ileum. Now talking about the blood supply of our jejunum and ileum, they are basically supplied by the superior mesenteric arteries and superior mesenteric veins and their branches. And similarly, the lymphatic drainage, it is through the superior mesenteric nodes. This thing is quite easy to remember because superior mesenteric is basically responsible for our small intestine nutrition. Now the nerve supply, nerve supply is through the superior mesenteric plexus.